Welcome to our last devotional for this first week of a new structure. And I have to finish off Genesis 1. Otherwise, I feel like we're just never going to get through this in any kind of time that at least I'm still going to be alive. So, looking at day 6 and the creation of humanity today. Let me read these words. Verse 26 and 27. Then God said, "Let us make human beings in our image, to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground." So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. The image of God, I remember in Bible college, was a topic that came up in one of the classes, probably a theology class, and it was, what is the image of God? And there was different thoughts and ideas over church history of what the image was. Was it our ability to reason? Was it our ability to have a relationship with God? Was it the ability to choose? Was it the role God gave us to be as priests? What was the role? What was the way that we were made in the image of God? And again, a lot of the questions and answers related to that were based out of the questions that we were looking for as Bible college students, as North Americans, and not the way that ancient Israelites would have been approaching the language of image. See, as we'll continue to go through Genesis 1 through 11, just as we're beginning this journey through the Bible, you come to see that what God has created is not just a world, but he created a temple space, a space where heaven and earth were joined together, and that's where humanity was dwelling with God. And in a temple, while pagan temples all had images, we're more used to thinking of pagan temples as Christians. That word image we would substitute with the word idol, right? An idol was a created image of the God being worshipped. It was the stone, wood, jewels, whatever, the piece that represented God and reflected something of that God's nature, being, purpose, power. And that's what we are as human beings. That's what we're created to be, representatives of God. See, sometimes we get this backwards where we talk about the image of God as, well, what qualities about me as a human being relate to how God is like? I can reason, God can reason, that must be the image of God. That was part of the reasoning behind some of those answers. We've got it backwards. In ancient Israel, they would have been, God is God, we're not. In other ancient creation stories, humanity was made to be slaves. They were made to just serve the gods every whim. Genesis 1, 26 and 27 are an amazing, amazing message from God, saying to the tribes of Israel in the wilderness, I have made you, I have made humanity not to be my slaves, but to be my reflection, to be my representatives, to be my kind of agents, reflecting me into my creation, made to be in relationship, made to be in unity with. We're the image of God, every human being, male and female, equal, alike, made by God to represent him and to reflect him. This fits perfectly as we continue go in Genesis, where we see humanity is given, Adam and Eve are given a priestly calling. Words that would reflect into what the priests in the temple era were to do. The nation of Israel, Exodus 11, called to be a kingdom of priests, a kingdom, a whole nation of priests, not just one line, one lineage, but a whole nation, to be a light to the other nations as representatives of God, reflections of his love, his character, his nature, his power. The New Testament, Peter writes, we are a kingdom of priests. So here's my question. How is God calling? How is God asking? How is God leading you to represent him today? His love, his life, his compassion, his holiness, his heart for all people. May God bless you as you follow him today.